On News Express, Senate approves Tinubu's $2.2 billion loan request. In business, travel agents kick against sale of tickets in dollars, petition Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority. On the foreign scene, Mali junta appoints general to replace sacked civilian prime minister. And in sport, Rodri says Ronaldo has no natural talent. Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Express on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Anthony Momodo. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and free to air on MyConsart. The Senate has approved President Bola Tinubu's loan request of $2.2 billion to partially finance the 9.7 trillion naira budget deficit for the 2024 fiscal year. The approval followed the presentation of a report by the Chairman, Senate Committee on Local and Foreign Debts, Aliyu Wamako, during plenary. Presiding over the session, Deputy Senate President Jibril Barrow commended the committee for its swift action and thorough examination of the loan request. In a letter read during the Senate and House of Representatives plenaries on Tuesday, Tinubu had explained that the loan was integral to his administration's fiscal strategy for the coming year. He further directed the Senate Committee on Local and Foreign Debts to expedite its review of the request and present a report within 24 hours. Although the deadline elapsed on Wednesday, the committee submitted its findings during Thursday's plenary, leading to the loan's approval. The managing director of the International Monetary Fund, IMF, Kristalina Georgieva, says the organization is strongly in support of the economic reforms introduced in Nigeria under President Bola Tinubu. Speaking on X, Georgieva lauded economic reforms implemented under the current government. Her statement followed a meeting with the president on the sidelines of the G20 summit in Brazil. The authorities of Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Awka, have reinstated Professor Joseph Ikechebulelu as the acting vice-chancellor of the institution with immediate effect. This was disclosed in a press statement signed by the Director of Information and Public Relations, Protocol Officer of the University, Njelita Lewis. Lewis explained that the decision followed the nullification of Professor Bernard Odo's appointment as the seventh substantive vice-chancellor, which was deemed illegal. He added that Professor Ikechebelu has been directed to assume full administrative responsibilities for the universities immediately. Additionally, Mr. Victor Modebelu has been appointed acting registrar following the nullification of Mrs. Rosemary Ifoma Nwokike's appointment as the substantive registrar. The House of Representatives has rejected the second reading of a bill seeking to provide a single term of 6 years for president and governors at the plenary. It also seeks to provide that all elections should be held on the same day, as well as other provisions. It was titled A Bill for an Act to alter the provisions of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended to create a single term of 6 years for the office of President and state governors, recognize the division of Nigeria into 6 geopolitical zones, provide for the rotation of the office of President and state governor and chairman of local government council among inherent regions and zones, and provide that all elections be held on a single day and for related matters. The bill was introduced for second reading by the lead sponsor, Rep. Ogo Chinere, and seconded. However, when the bill was put into voice vote by the Speaker, Abbas Tajuddin, there was a loud nay from the members. The Speaker therefore announced that the nays had it, which means that the bill was rejected and failed to scale through. Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives Benjamin Kalu has disclosed that the National Assembly is considering amendments to 161 areas in the 1999 Constitution in the ongoing review. Briefing newsmen after the closed-door session with the governors of the 36 states of the Federation during their meeting in Abuja, Kalu said governors are critical stakeholders in the process, hence the need for their inputs. Reports that the 10th National Assembly has embarked on another constitutional amendment process, which is billed to be completed in December 2025. The federal law-making body is considering the issues of state police, electoral reform, local government autonomy, diaspora voting, autonomy of the Independent National Electoral Commission, pre- and post-election concerns, and the court rulings on electoral matters, among others, in the review. Kalu, who is chairing the Committee on Constitutional Review at the House of Representatives, said the governors were in support of the initiative and ready to welcome the lawmakers when they start visiting various states for public hearing. In what has been described as a testament to progressive governance, Imo State has joined the ranks of 4 other states in Nigeria rewarded by the World Bank under the State Action on Business Enabling Reforms. The recognition comes under the State Action on Business Enabling Reforms program, which assesses states on their efforts to improve the Ease of Doing Business Index. From Imo State, here is our correspondent Amarachi Ibe's story.
The State Commissioner for Information, Public Orientation and Strategy, Declan Emelumba, during a press briefing in Owerri, the state capital, says the state received $4 million, an equivalent of 6.8 billion naira, for its impressive performance in promoting good governance, transparency, and accountability. Emelumba noted that the World Bank assessed states based on 4 critical criteria: efficiency of land administration, regulatory framework for private investment in fiber optic infrastructure, performance of investment promotion agency, and transparency of government to business services.
This is a clear testament to the government's commitment to progressive governance, economic empowerment, and sustainable development. This equally and clearly vindicates the governor as a man who has been focused in his administration and enabling seamless land registration and boosting land-based investments.
He further stated that the success story was due to Governor Hope Uzodinma administration's doggedness in implementing focused reforms to enhance land registration, boost investor confidence, and create a seamless business environment.
The World Bank has rewarded Imo State government with a whooping sum of $4 million, almost 7 billion naira, for good governance, engendering good governance, and accountability in the ease of doing business.
The recognition of Imo State by the World Bank signals its emergence as a hub for investment and economic opportunities, citing an example for other states across Nigeria. From Owerri, Amarachi Ibe, reporting for Global TV News.
Amid ongoing internal disputes within the People's Democratic Party, governors on its platform say they will meet in Jos Plateau State to discuss internal matters and the current state of the nation. The meeting is in preparation for the 99th National Executive Committee meeting of the party scheduled for November 28. It has been reported that the acting national chairman Omar Damagun, National Secretary Sam Anyanwu, and National Legal Advisor Kalmadin Ajibade SAN are invited to the meeting. At the 98th National Executive Committee meeting held on April 18, party leaders approved the formation of a reconciliation and disciplinary committee and the conduct of world and state congresses, and instructed the North Central Caucus to consult on the national chairmanship position. A development expert and founder of the Global Initiative for Nigeria Development, Michael Ale, has cautioned the federal government against implementing tax reforms that could deepen poverty among Nigerians. Ale, in a statement in Ado-Ekiti, Ekiti State, described the proposed tax reforms as grossly capitalistic policy that will stifle economic growth and worsen the plight of the masses. He urged the government to focus on creating an enabling environment and addressing social concerns instead of burdening citizens with additional taxes. Ale argued that sustainable development required more than just increased revenue. President General of the National Union of Local Government Employees, Akeem Ambali, has called for revitalization of the nation's councils to free them from the shackles of the state government. Ambali made the call in Abuja on the second day of the Forum of Heads of Local Government Administration in Nigeria, where he charged the local government stakeholders to unite to transform the councils. Represented by the engineering Kayode Adebayo, the union's president general stated that the autonomy given to local government is challenging and must not be trampled upon by maladministration, as it would bring about good governance, bridge infrastructural gap, and stop rural to urban migration if properly utilized. 4 days after Ondo State governorship election, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has presented certificates of return to Ondo State Governor-elect Lucky Aiyedatiwa and his deputy, Adelami Olayide. Our correspondent, Edikan Michael, has the report.
At a brief ceremony at the INEC headquarters in Abuja, the INEC chairman, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, commends the people of Ondo for peaceful conduct during the election. The INEC chairman, who was represented by Professor Kunle Ajayi, supervising National Commission of Ondo elections, urges the governor-elect and the deputy to uphold the democratic principles by delivering good governance.
And this symbolizes the official acknowledgement of the mandate conferred by the good people of Ondo State on the 16th November 2024. It is also a reminder of the trust that has been placed in you as the governor-elect and the deputy governor-elect to uphold democratic ideas and work tirelessly to deliver good governance.
In his response, the governor-elect lauded the effort of the security agencies in their efforts to promoting peace and assured all people residents in Ondo State to run a people-centric governance.
I also like to thank the security agencies. I commend their effort for their professionalism all through the election. They provided security for both lives and properties and materials, and the election have been adjudged as one of the most peaceful elections in Nigeria.
Aiyedatiwa of APC defeated Abola Ajayi of the People's Democratic Party and 15 other candidates. He won across all 18 local government areas of the state, polling 366,781 votes against Ajayi's 117,845 votes. The governor also has promised dividends of democracy to the people of Ondo on the occasion of his certificate of return, reiterating his commitment to give back to the society by some infrastructural development on these 4 years. Edikan Michael from the INEC headquarters of Abuja, reporting for Global TV News.
The opposition People's Democratic Party in Ondo State on Wednesday alleged that Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa took 20 billion naira from the state treasury to fund his campaign for the last Saturday's governorship election in the state. But in a swift reaction, the ruling party refuted the claim, describing it as false and baseless. In an interview, Director General of the PDP Campaign Council, Dr. Eddie Olafeso, claimed that Aiyedatiwa took 20 billion naira from the state coffers and allegedly used it to buy votes, inducing voters with 10,000 naira each. But the Director of Media and Publicity for the ruling All Progressive Congress in Ondo State, Steve Otaloro, rubbished the claim, describing it as a fallacy. Reflecting on why the PDP lost the Saturday's election to the APC, Olafeso said it was money politics and was the buying of votes, has assumed a new dimension that is unheard of, that somebody will lay online almost 20 billion naira of the state money for an election, apart from the criminality and the distortion that it can bring about. The people have been entirely been pressurized. You're watching News Express on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. When News Express returns, Lagos State government committed to sustainable retail industry growth. Details of these, as well as business and sports stories, coming right after the break. Please stay with us. Welcome back. In business, the Lagos State government has restated its commitment to fostering sustainable growth in the retail industry through policy initiatives and public-private partnership. This was stated by the Commissioner for Commerce, Cooperative Trade and Investment, Folashade Ambrose, at the African Retail Congress 2024 held recently at the Lagos Business School. Ambrose Medebem stated that she had observed firsthand the profound impact of the retail sector on the Lagos State economy, adding that the sector is a vibrant engine of economic growth, employment generation, and social development. And that's how we call it a wrap on the News Express. I am Anthony Momodu.